Hi, Treasure. This is Kristen. First of all, I just wanted to let you know that each week I will be sending you feedback on your poems with a video similar to this one. So please let me know if you have any questions about that. I also just wanted to start off by saying what a pleasure it was to have the opportunity to read these first two poems that you submitted and to get to know your voice as a writer a little bit to start us off with week one. So thank you for your creativity and thank you for your willingness to try new things. So first of all, the I am from prompt. I think that the thing that I came away from most from this poem is how much the women in your family influenced your life. I can really relate to that from my own personal experience. So when you ask, is your poetry personal enough? Were you able to relate? I will say that for this first poem, the I am from poem, the answer would be absolutely. I think I think the details that you include about Alaska, about the salmon, the halibut, the reindeer sausage, right? Those fish and that sausage is so specific to that particular part of the world that I think those details are wonderful. I think the detail that you chose of 9 months of darkness to 3 months of constant daylight, also super unique to that particular part of the world. So I was glad to see that you included those details. I think just this return to describing yourself as and the women in your family as funny, smart, and opinionated, and courageous, and confident, and outstanding women. All of those details gave me this real sense that you were sort of brought up and bolstered by the women in your family. So that's what I'm walking away from this poem thinking. I want to talk a little bit more about prompt two, and I was so glad to have the opportunity to read a poem that wasn't based on a form that you were copying, like Mary Pfeiffer, but to get to see your own unique way of writing and describing things. Um, I think my first question about this poem and my first answer to how can I better my writing when I know someone else will read it is I think with poetry we have this opportunity to include line breaks in our work, and the way that that functions is it functions to give readers an opportunity to pause and really absorb the language that we're offering them in the lines of our poems. So this poem, the way that it reads right now, reads much more like a paragraph. So for example, let's start with your first sentence. Once I saw a butterfly peacefully sitting upon a rose. My question is, what would happen if you included a line break or a few line breaks? Once I saw a butterfly, and then you hit enter. Peacefully sitting, enter, upon a rose. How does that change the reader's interpretation of your words? How does creating some space and some line breaks give folks the opportunity to approach your work with more intentionality? These are the questions I'm asking about line breaks. And I think you've got some great examples in the reading assignment from this week if you wanted to go back and take a look at the Gala Malakova poem or some of the Alberto Rios poems. They specifically talk about lines and line breaks. And let's see, what else? I really like the details, the fragility, the smallness, but then that switch at the end of the poem about the inside. So the beauty on the outside, the darkness on the inside, I think is very well done and very well described in this piece. One of the other things that I'd like you to consider is this word beautiful. So anytime I see the word beautiful in student writing, and frankly in my own writing, I kind of see it as a placeholder. The words beautiful and pretty are very much, these all-encompassing terms, and I think we have so many more opportunities to describe what we mean specifically rather than use the placeholder of the word beautiful or pretty. So I guess my question is, for you to return to this word and ask yourself, how else can I say beautiful? What do you mean by beautiful? Such beautiful colors. Perhaps you could describe the particular colors. Perhaps you could use a metaphor to talk about what beautiful means. It's as beautiful as what. Um, so that's my feedback for this week. Thank you so much for the details and your first drafts of these poems. I look forward to seeing how they evolve in your edits, and I really look forward to seeing what you have to share this week.